Hello and welcome to the first inaugural episode of Sandman's Bullpen, brought to you by Busted Cooler Sports Network. And what a fantastic game to start with. To be honest, I've been trying to record the first episode, kind of got delayed. I originally was going to go with a background of the playoffs, talk a little bit about the team as is going forward, into the playoffs. I was going to give a little bit of a breakdown. And as they say, life happens, and I made the executive decision to wait until the end of the series for better or worse, and we had a fantastic freaking series. Starting the recap, Yankees, Red Sox, Game 1. Volpe starts the scoring, hits a solo home run into the short porch. 1-0. Crochet doesn't give up another run. He goes into the 8th. Max Fried also pitches a gem, goes into the 6th. And the game is 1-0 until midway into the 6th inning. Boone, for a lot of fans, Boone bringing in Luke Weaver was considered a blunder, and Luke Weaver ends up giving up 2 earned runs. 2-1. The Yankees do not score in the next inning. The Red Sox end up scoring in the the top of the 9th. 3-1. Going into the bottom of the 9th, it's 3-1. Yankees load the bases and strand the 3 men on base without scoring a single run. Yankees lose 3-1. And going into Game 2, we were not feeling very positive. Very much a microcosm of what had happened multiple times throughout the season. Very shaky bullpen, issues with Luke Weaver, and not that Luke Weaver has been the overriding issue with the bullpen, but he has been shaky, especially in the month of September, where he has a over 9 ERA, and in the playoffs, that is just not acceptable. Game 2, we have Rodon versus Bello. Bello gives up a 2-run shot to Ben Rice. 2-0 Yankees. Red Sox come roaring back. Rodon, by that point, is a workhorse. He manages to keep the Yankees in it for the next 3 innings. Bello is taken out. Cora heavily utilizes the bullpen. A major blunder happens in the 5th, where a line drive from Judge is poorly taken by Duran and causes a run to score. 3-2 Yankees. Next inning, a solo shot from the Red Sox, and the game is tied once more. On to the 8th we go. Jazz Chisholm gets on base with 2 outs, and with a single to the right gap, Jazz hustles around from first, scores on a blink and you'll miss it play, and Yankees are leading 4-3. Then in the 9th, Bednar closes the door, and the Yankees win 4-3. And then finally, we go into Game 3, Cam Schlittler versus Connolly Early, and both pitchers look good. Red Sox are able to keep the Yankees off the board, vice versa, and you don't get any runs until the 4th inning, and by that point, the Yankees are able to crack Early like a succulent lobster. He is dink and dunked by base hit after base hit, bases loaded situation. Rosario gets the first run across, then Volpe, and then 2 runs go off a error by Lowe from a near force out from Austin Wells. And that four-run deficit is pretty much the entire game. The Yankees don't give up a run. Cam Schlittler goes into the 8th inning. He pitches a phenomenal gem, 12 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. Bednar comes in and shuts the door, not including a fantastic defensive play by Ryan McMahon. And that's all she wrote. The Yankees win. They eliminate the Boston Red Sox. And then off we go to Toronto to face the American League East champions and hopefully get a little bit of revenge. Toronto is a weird team. They haven't looked good in the last couple weeks of the season, but they also have had our number with the American League East, and I would love to get a little bit of revenge on them. Honestly, thought it was ridiculous that George Springer was complaining about the league trying to cheat for the Yankees. I would totally love to just punch them in the mouth and go on to the ALCS, and that I think we can beat Toronto. I think that our starting rotation is better. It's just going to be a matter of, keeping Vladdy and George Springer and Bichette from really going off, because if those guys get active and start hitting at the level that they have shown, especially in the early part of the 2025 season, it can be a brutal series for us. We really need to shut these guys down and know what we're doing. And if we can go in and punch them in the mouth and use our superior starting rotation, I think we can win that series. What really comes down for us is, again, is our bullpen quality enough that you feel confident in a situation where if a guy doesn't go 6-7 innings, do you feel confident that you're going to win that game? And even if you get to the 7th, 8th, do you feel confident that you can have Devin Williams or whoever may come out of the bullpen give up a quality inning, get through that inning, and move on to Bednar? Because that is always a gamble. We have seen this in Game 1, and that could be a gamble that blows up in our face going into this series or any other series that we play going forward if we make it past Toronto. And the scariest proposition is going into a series with either one of the teams coming out of the other part of the bracket, whether it be the Tigers or the Mariners, who have good pitching and have good bullpens. And it might be a scary proposition if we end up having to face a Seattle Mariners team or a Detroit Tigers team that have arguably superior bullpens and also have batting that is, well, maybe not superior, but at least comparable. And that is also something that can be looked at going into, even if we make the World Series. There are a lot of teams in the NL that have superior bullpen, superior lineups. It is going to be an uphill battle going forward. But I will say we do have the young talent. We have the momentum coming off sending our rival packing. It is for, especially for right now, it is a positive moment, and it is one that Yankee fans should be proud of and should be happy that we were able to be the very first team in this new age of the wild card to come back from a game down and win the series. There are 4 teams that, and none of them were able to do. the other three were not able to do it. Yankees made history, win 4-0, and finally, maybe we can have the Red Sox shut up for once because we just shoved their 0-4 down their throats. And I could not be prouder for Cam Schlittler. I could not be prouder for Carlos Rodon, and I couldn't be prouder for, even though he ended up not winning that game, Max Fried pitched his freaking arm off, and anybody that goes into that game and didn't realize that man went in there and he shut down that team, and especially that game one, it was so sickening to have him sit there and watch that game and know that he went in and he pitched his goddamn heart out, and that was the decision. And then for him to come back and see his team go out of their way and not give up and not surrender and go into that game 3 and beat down the Red Sox and hold them down and send them packing right back to freaking Boston. And I'll tell you one thing. This is not a team that quits. It is a gritty team. It's a team that I am proud of, that should be proud, that even the last closeout of the season, they did not stop. They could have easily rested guys. They could have stopped trying to get the American League East. They busted their asses to try and steal the American League East from Toronto Blue Jays. This is not a team that is a give up, surrender. It is not the New York Mets. It is the New York Yankees. We did not give up in a series at the end of the year and get swept or have a situation where we lost in a shutout 4-0. We went in and kicked their teeth in. And that is the New York Yankee way. George would be proud. All the old legends, living and deceased, would be proud. I think this is a great team. I like this team better than I did even think I did last year. I think there's a lot of scrap, a lot of fight in it. And while I am very high on the team, I will say Boone needs to stop trying to overanalyze everything. The analytics needs to stop. I think he needs a little bit more gut and a lot more feeling from the chest and the heart, because all this analytics is especially in the playoffs, I do not think they work. I think a lot of the time the analytics kind of going contrary, because you're going off a basis of what has been seen statistically in comparison to what ends up happening in a situation where the anything can happen, and especially we saw this in this series. No one has won after going down one game in the 3-game wild card. We are the first in this iteration, and it is a scary proposition to be going through a playoff bracket where you have a bunch of teams that have arguably better rotations, better hitting, and we're gonna have to grit it up, put on our big boy pants, and try and win, because we have one goal, and that is to win a world championship and bring home 28. And that's going to be it for today. Sorry for a little bit of a shorter episode. The episodes on after this are going to be a little bit longer. Not a major news day beyond the Yankees winning. We had a little bit of craziness in the Cubs Padres game. Not really going to get into it. All I'm going to say is that Bogart's call was ridiculous. He clearly did not strike out. I thought that was ludicrous. And if I'm the Padres, I probably make a full complaint to the MLB. Not that they're likely to even listen to it, but that was pretty egregious for a strike three call during that game. Again, neither here nor there. Not a Padres podcast. We're specifically going to focus on the Yankees, and beyond that, for later episodes, probably going to be a between 30 and 40-minute show, and I will be trying to upload. I might upload a little bit more infrequently during the coming weeks, depending on what time, when the end of the series are, and I'll be generally uploading on Friday. But if I end up dropping a video, especially if an end of a big series, especially the one against Toronto, might be up earlier, or I might have a reaction talking about those games. So from me, and thank you for listening to me ramble about these games, and have a fantastic week, and let's go Yankees.